going on, everybody? This is your favorite YouTube airman, Staff Sergeant Martin here, coming back at you with another video today. And I figure it's been a little over a year since I put on Staff Sergeant. I put on Staff Sergeant in July 1st of last year. So I figure what better way to cap off for my next video than to discuss how I've learned and how much I've changed from that video to now, seeing what my aspirations, my goals were at that time compared to now. So I remember when I graduated ALS, the first thing I wanted to do was go back to night shift and just be like, I just want to put on staff, get paid a bit more, continue working the mission, and that was it. I'm like, give me none of the responsibilities, give me all the pay, and let me go back to being a technician. That is what I wanted. Now, is that what I got? No, that is not at all what happened. So when I came back, I got that for about a week or 2 weeks, and then I found out, hey, you're getting put into this upgrade training for a different position, my 4th qualified position, mind you, and they said you're going to do this and you only have 3 weeks to do it compared to the original month and a half to 2 months that most people get. Oh, okay, sure, I guess. So that's essentially what happened, and I did it. I passed it, and then at the same time I was doing all that, and then I had to sit and work that qualification for about a month. And while I was doing that, I had a troop on during the day shift for my normal duties. So I'd be working anywhere between 8-hour days to 12 to 16-hour days overnight, and then come back to go home, sleep for a few hours, come in to handle some things for my troop. And there was a lot of complications that came with that. I'm not gonna get into detail because that's not professional, but there was a lot of issues that had to be handled. I got a lot of experience as a staff handling unique situations right away, I'll say, which honestly, looking back, was a very good thing for me because I learned a lot about how patient I am, or lack thereof patience that I had, and how to handle certain kind of situations when they presented themselves, because I relied so heavy on the techs and the masters that I knew, and senior staffs, like, guys, how do I do this? They were such unique situations that even techs and masters were like, man, I don't know. Let's go to the superintendent. Let's go to the first sergeant. I have no idea how to handle this kind of a situation. They were that wholly unique. So I got thrown a lot at me at the beginning. So that's kind of what I had to deal with at first, was just being thrown to the wolves, really. Just, hey, you're gonna sit here, work the mission, and do 8 to 16-hour days, somewhere in that range, you know, is depending, of course, and then come in a few hours later to handle this, go home, or to come back again. Sometimes I didn't even go home at all. So that was interesting. So now we can discuss what I originally wanted putting on staff. So when I put on staff, or how I felt about it, I should say, what I felt was, I don't feel ready for this. I don't feel ready to be in charge of people. I don't feel ready to be affecting people's careers. I don't feel like I have enough experience to properly handle this. However, I'm going to do what I can to learn and to be effective. And I will do my damnedest to make sure I give everyone a fair shake and to make sure I'm not shorting anybody. And honestly, to now, I would say that mentality has eased somewhat. I still feel pretty blue or green in the rank, however you want to look at it. You know, I still feel inexperienced, although I've learned quite a bit. I still want more time to grow, but that has alleviated somewhat. Having been thrown to the wolves as hard as I was, put me in the sink or swim mentality. If you gotta figure it out, you gotta figure it out, you gotta figure it out. Which honestly was a good thing. I think looking back, I did a lot better than I imagined I would. I handled things as well as I could. I got commended for it on numerous occasions, which is why my EPRs are now reflecting that. I did everything I could for those people, and my people especially. I told them, like, look, I'm gonna work as hard as I can for you, so just give me that effort back. You know, show me that you care and I'll show you that I care. Because I will give everyone the benefit of the doubt at first. Like, if you care, I care, automatically. I'm not saying they have to, but I will always put forth that effort no matter what for them. So I would say that looking back, that skepticism has gone down a bit. I would say I didn't get as much experience as I wanted, even with everything I had to deal with, because Corona has thrown a lot of curveballs at us as far as dealing with certain things. Because at the same time, after I got done with working that mission for that month, I got moved to a different flight within my squadron. So I got moved to the training flight. So now I'm part of the seniors of my squadron, and I'm a trainer, so I'm a teacher. And being in a different flight, being in everything like that, I got moved, so that troop was no longer my troop. So now I had no troops, because everyone in my flight is either a staff or higher, with maybe two airmen, but they're senior airmen, and you know, again, they're part of the training flight, so they're well versed, they know what they're doing, and neither of them are my troop anyway. So I have no responsibilities on that front. So now my goal was to just be a teacher and a technician and teach the next upcoming wave of people coming into my workplace. So I got a little short-circuited on that, but it's not a bad thing. It's just I didn't get as much supervisor experience as I wanted, because I didn't get to have troops for very long. I only wrote one EPR that went pretty well. I relied again heavy on my techs and masters. I had a lot of revisions, had a lot of those. You could probably word it like this, or you could probably do that, or go back to your desk and fix it. There was a lot of that, but to be fair, I understand that's how it is. So I dealt with a lot of that, and I'm better for the experience. So that was interesting, but I'm glad everything went down as it did. I just wish that I would have had a little bit more supervisory experience, but I'm sure if I promote or even just wearing the rank that I am, I'll get more of it. So I'm not crying about it. It's just that's what happened. You know. Now I want to discuss how I feel for next year, and the reason that's important is because next year I'm testing for E6 Technical Sergeant, and honestly, being completely honest with you, I'm 50-50 on that. I know I said that for staff, but this is a bit different. Now being in the NCO role and obviously having a lot more knowledge than I did as my senior, myself having no real responsibilities, tech seems very iffy to me. It's one of those things where I will try my make it, but if I don't, I will not be upset about it. As much as I want to continue the string of first time promotion every time, BTZ staff my first time, tech my first time, I would love that. Part of me is also saying, hey man, taking a year is just fine. Get more staff experience, get more NCO experience, try again next year and you'll be better for it. And honestly, I'm okay with that. So testing for tech next year, even though I have a good EPR going into it, and this year might not be as good because we've been scraping for work bullets for our EPRs. So I'll keep you guys updated. If I make it, yay. If I don't, you know, I'm definitely not going to be upset if I don't. I'm gonna be a little bummed out. Sure, like, oh man, no promotion this year, but I mean, hey, that's life. And if I gotta wait one more year to test and try for it, I'm totally fine with that. So yeah, that's about how I feel about that. Now I want to discuss how the change in rank has affected me in my own personal life. So this might seem a little off course, but it is relevant. So when a few months back, as you guys know, or maybe don't know, I am a Twitch streamer. I do stream on Twitch. I have my own Discord server. There will be links and visuals at the back end of this video, so if you want to take a look at those, stay tuned. Having the NCO mentality has affected how I do my own personal business. So remember a few months back, maybe about 2 or 3 months back, there was an incident on one of my streams where someone was saying some things that I kept saying they shouldn't do, and I had to put my foot down and say, hey look, we're not doing this, you need to knock it off. They persisted, and then I had to come down on them as hard as I would anybody else and be like, no, stop it, like we are not going to do this, and I'm telling you no. Like, this is me telling you stop. And when that happened, I realized that the mentality I had, not just as an airman, but as a younger man, affected how I was doing my personal business and what I was allowing to fluctuate around me. So with that, I cleaned myself up. My Discord server got a massive revamp. I put all my moderators into a call and said, look, we're not gonna do this trend anymore. For those of you who don't know, my Twitch streams are built around the identity of being heavy adult language, a lot of dark humor jokes, nothing offensive, but just a lot of self-deprecating humor, basically, about ourselves, about one another. And that was harmful. That was harmful to not only ourselves, but to the image I was trying to portray. I felt like this was just going to push away every potential viewer I could get if they weren't along that mindset, which a lot of people aren't and probably shouldn't be. No one wants to think that way. So I thought to myself, you need to stop this. So I said, look, we're not gonna do these streams anymore. I'm not going to put out this image anymore. It wasn't gonna be completely like family friendly, child friendly per se, because I'm still an adult and I still like to have my fun, but I wasn't going to just allow what I was allowing. So I had to stop it right there. And the reason why that's important is because that is a direct correlation to how I handle myself now in the workplace. And while, don't get me wrong, some signs of Senior Airman Martin may still pop in every now and again, I try to approach all my problems as cordial as I can and with a more longevity in the mind of, okay, maybe this is, in my mind, stupid now, but what is the long-term goal? Maybe there's something they're seeing that I'm not seeing. More of that reflected in what I actually do. So I try to look at everything like that, and I would say that for the long term, that was a good goal I had for my own personal stuff. So it was definitely some give and take. I was very happy that growing as an NCO also helped me grow as a person in my own way. I do everything else. So there's that as well. And I think that's really it. If I were to cap this video off, it's just the first year was interesting. It was very beneficial to me as a person and as a man, and I learned a whole lot about the Air Force in a very short amount of time. But it was worth it. And now for my plugins, of course, for all my social media stuff, please make sure you guys are following me on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot recently. You guys will love it. I got some high quality gameplay coming up. I have put a lot of money into making my streams look professional as possible. I got a full-blown camera acting as my webcam, not a Logitech camera, like a Sony a6000 mirrorless camera, like, yeah, So I have an actual camera, I upgraded my computer, I put a brand new processor in there, a 2080 Ti, I know I'm crying internally too because of the 30 series, and everything else. So if you guys really want to interact with me, my socials is the best place to go. I know I'm not that active on here, and I'm going to try and fix that in the future. So please let me know what you guys want to see from me. The only thing I will absolutely shoot down is anything related to my job. Please don't ask about, hey, what's your job? Make a video on your job. I will not do that. I will still refuse. It's not out of a place of malice. It's just, it's a personal precaution that I take. It's things that I think people don't need to know, out of respect, you know? But anything else is fair game. So just let me know what you guys want to see from me, and I will do my best to accommodate that. Again, for all my social medias, links down below. I put out new merchandise. If you really want to go take a look at that, you don't have to. It's as cheap as I possibly made it, so I make very little money from any sales and maybe make a few pennies. I did my best. I put a lot of money into them, and I really hope you guys enjoy them. So please take a look at that as well, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video, which will be a special one if you guys care to stick around for it, but if you don't, that's okay too. So until then, it's been your favorite YouTube airman, Staff Sergeant Martin, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.